All right, time for our first lesson, the ceremonial Hello World. Can't begin without Hello World as your program. Okay. All right. So, like I said, you can always refer to the code. It's already committed on GitHub. The links are on the blog as well. So here's your first Hello World program. This one has nearly everything that you see is comments. So if I get rid of the comments and this, this is your hello world, loosely put. Now, what I'll rather do is I'll undo all the changes that I just made and I'll make a new one so you can see from scratch. And I'll just copy this much. Now, the very first thing you must pay attention to is how functions and return values are declared. Equals to means this side is the signature of the function. After equals to comes the body of the function. The last line of a function is the return value. So if you come from C++, C sharp background, it shouldn't really surprise you that we are returning 0. 0 means that whenever program is exiting, it's returning 0, which indicates no error. But that's not important right now. Entry point means that this particular function is the entry point for this program. And here comes a simple. So the print function in F sharp is very close to the print function in C. So print fin being, we need to add a slash n, the trailing slash n at the end. Percentage S meaning whatever comes after the format specifier is a string. Here, this is my first message for the world. And if I run it, sorry. And here you can see. Here's my first message. Here's my first message. In the blog, I've shown another example, which is you can use, because this is the F sharp way of printing. You can also use the C sharp way, because C sharp way is based on .NET library, system.console class. The entire .NET library is accessible within the F sharp, so you can say system.console.writeline, whatever. And because system here is a namespace, you can get rid of this and you can say open. So you can open the namespace. So you don't need fully qualified names for accessing static classes or even when you have to instantiate classes, but all of that later. So same thing in different ways. Another very common thing that you will encounter nearly always is a syntax like this. Now this and this is the same thing. This operator, also known as pipe operator in F sharp, simply means that whatever is on the left side, or rather forward pipe operator, because there's an opposite of it, which is the backward pipe. So forward pipe is whatever is on the left side of the forward pipe becomes the argument to the right side of the pipe operator as the last argument to a function. So console.writeline in this example needs only one argument, so whatever becomes argument here. Similarly, you can do this, get rid of this, put it here, and here you go. So this and this, these two lines are effectively same. And I'll just quickly check if there are any other comments in the program. So yeah, if you have multi-line comments, you use bracket star and star bracket format. If you have single line comments, you have C++, C sharp style // and that's it. This is your hello world. In case you are not using Visual Studio, you are using VS Code, then what you need is a command to create your F# project, which is given here. You can go to MSDN, and over here, Windows or Mac OS, doesn't matter. If you're using VS Code, follow the instructions, install the Ionide extension, which does a decent job. And here's your command. The project will be created using this command, and you will get this directory, and you can open this directory in VS Code. So, one more thing before I wrap up this discussion. The compilation order in F# is important. Unlike many technologies, the compilation order is very important in F#. And that means two things: the compilation order of what's within a file and the order in which files are compiled. All sorts of complications you will run into if you don't pay respect to this ideology. If contents of file A depends on file B, then file B should be compiled first. If within a file there is a portion of code that refers to other portion of code, that portion should come first. So if you open any project, so we were working on hello. So if you see this file appears here. So if you have multiple files, you will see multiple listings. So if this file is dependent on this file, it is fine. But if this file is dependent on this file, then you have a problem. So compilation order in F# is problematic in the sense that it's unusual, especially for considering how most of the common other technologies work. So beware of that. And if I'm sure, let me just check if I've missed anything. Yes. And one last thing, that main should be part of the absolute last file. We have just one file, so no ado at all, there's no issue. Should be the absolute last file, which should have main function. Within a file, it should be the last function of the last module. Now, right at this moment, we are not discussing modules, but if we were if we were having an example where multiple modules and so on and so forth, namespaces, multiple files were creating the complications, you have to be careful of this. In your project, last file, within the file, the last module, within the module, the last function. Other than that, this example, because it's a very thin, lean example, so you shouldn't run into any challenges. That's all for this example. See you in the next one.